Good morning, students. So, in our previous class, we saw that Balthazar was sent to Padua with a letter to Dr. Bellario, who is cousin to Portia, and she tells him that bring whatever clothes or notes he will give you, bring that all to Venice, and I will be there at Venice before you will reach there. And then Balthazar he exits, and then Portia says, "Come on, Nerissa. I have work in hand that you yet know not of. You are not aware of what is my plan. We will see our husbands before they think of us. We are going to see our husbands before they think about us. Means very quickly we are going to meet them." And then Nerissa says, "Shall they see us? Are they going to see us?" And then Portia says, "They shall, Nerissa. Yes, they are going to see us, but in such a habit that they shall think we are accomplished with that we lack." Which means she says that yes, we are going to be seen by our husbands, but in such a way, habit is in such a way that they shall think that they will see us in such a way that they will think we are accomplished with. Accomplished is that that achievement, or you have achieved something. So we will see them, or we will meet them while we are having what we lack. So, in the disguise of men, because we are not men, and we will meet them like men, disguised as men. And I will hold thee any wager. Wager is a bet. So she says that I am ready to, I bet you with any amount. When we are both accoutred like young men, I will prove the prettier fellow of the two. So she is betting with Nerissa that I will, when we are disguised like young men, then I am going to look pretty than you. Accoutred is equipped, or in that guise of a young man, and wear my dagger with the braver grace. And I am going to wear this dagger. Dagger is a big knife or a khanjar with the braver grace. Braver grace here is for with a uh, great charm. Grace is charm of bravery, and speak between the change of man and boy with a reed voice. And I am going to speak between between the change of man and boy, means in such a voice with a reed voice. Reed voice is a shrill voice, which is not a deep voice. So it is the voice of a young man, and not the voice of a grown man. So that is, and turn two mincing steps into a manly sprite. And I will turn my mincing is delicate, delicate steps uh, of my of mine. I will turn them into manly stride. Like a man, I will walk. Stride is step. And speak of phrase like a fine bragging year. And I'm going to talk about all of those uh, uh, like 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 a bragging youth, a youth who brags, who praises himself, uh, and he talks about these phrase. Phrase is fights, fights which he had fought, and tell quaint lies. And I'm going to tell quaint lies is cunning lies. how honorable ladies sought my love. I'm going to lie, uh, like how honorable ladies, how many ladies were there who were well, who were respectful, respected, and they sought my love. They wanted my love, which I denying. They fell sick and died, and I denied their love. I uh, I denied their love, and they fell sick and died. And because of that, by that, by that grief, they 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 fall sick and they died. I could not do with all. I could not do with them anything. I couldn't do anything with them. Then I'll repent and wish for all that. And after that, what happened? I repent. I repented that, oh, it would have been better if I accepted that love, that I had not killed them, and in that way they they could be saved. And 20 of these funny lies I'll tell, that man shall swear I have discontinued school above a 12 month, and I will 20 of these funny lies I will tell, means I am going to tell funny lies is pretty lies. Lies like this, I am going to say 20 of them, and then man shall swear, and then people will think that I have discontinued school above a 12 month, that it's been 1 year that I left my school. I have within my mind 1,000 raw tricks of these bragging jacks, which I will practice, and I have 1,000 raw tricks. Means raw is something not cooked, not cooked or immature, childish. So I have these a lot of these tricks, childish tricks of these bragging jacks is here for men. These um, like these men who brags a lot. I have these thousands of tricks, and I am going to practice them. And then Marissa says, she asks, why shall we turn to man? Why are we turning, or why are we disguising ourselves as men? And then Portia says, Fie, what a question that if thou were near a lewd interpreter. So she says, Fie, fie is this expression to say shame, shame on you. What a question is that? What kind of question is that? Are we turning into men? No, we are just disguising. But if it were a man who, a lewd interpreter is person um, who misinterpret things in a bad way. So if that person was there, then he could have pretended to understand it in in a bad way. But come, I will tell thee all my whole device. So device is here, her plan that what and how everything will go. And I will tell that when I am in my coach. Coach is her carriage, in which they will they will be traveling, which stays for us at the park gate, and which is at the, she tells her that it is there at the park gate, and therefore haste away. And that is why, hurry up, for we must measure 20 miles today, because we have to travel for 20 miles today. And with that, exit. And now we are at our act third and scene fifth. And here enter Lancelot, the clown, and Jessica. So in this scene, what happens is, this Lancelot, he is telling Jessica that she is damned because she is not a Christian. she will be damned because for being a Jew, Jewish. And Lancelot says, yes, truly, for look you, the sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. So he says here to Jessica that yes, it is very natural, it is very true that sins of the father, they sins or bad things committed by father, and the result of those that comes upon the children. Therefore, I promise, yeah, that is why I am promising you, I fear you. I fear you means I am afraid about you or I am worried about you. I was always plain with you. Plain is I was I was always honest and open with you. Whatever I have to say, I just always told you. Uh, and so now I speak my agitation of the matter. And now I I want to I am going to tell you my agitation. What agitation is? A kind of disturbance or disturbing thoughts. I am having these thoughts about you, and I will tell you what is that which is disturbing me, and therefore be of good cheer. So he says that is why, therefore, become happy. For truly I think you are damned, because I actually think that you are damned. So that is what he is telling her. And there is but one hope in it. So now he is giving, trying to give a solution. Yes, there is this hope or this way that you can, that can do you any good, that you can save yourself from being damned, and that is but a kind of bastard hope neither. So that hope, that way, it is also a bastard one. Bastard is illegitimate, which is not we can say valid, which is not valid or illegitimate. It is nazayas. And Jessica says, and what hope is that? I pray thee. So she asks that, tell me what is that hope? How can I save myself? She asks, and Lancelot says, Mary, you may partly hope that your father got you not, that you are not the Jew's daughter. So this is the way uh, which Lancelot tells Jessica to save her from damnation. And hope that think that that you are not the child of your father, that you are not the Jew's daughter, and you are not his daughter. So here, Lancelot is uh, he is telling Jessica that imagine that you are not the daughter of this man, but you are the daughter of a another man who was a Christian. So here he is talking about this extramarital affair of her mother, and that is why this is an illegitimate hope. So simply he is telling that consider yourself as an illegitimate child. And Jessica says that were a kind of bastard hope indeed. So she sees clearly understand this, and she says, yes, that is a bastard hope. So the sins of my mother should be visited upon me. But now she says, but in this way, if I am thinking that if I'm going to think that my mother had this affair, and of which I am product, and then what will happen? So so here this time the sin is committed by my mother, and now these sins they will come upon me. So how I am how am I saved from damnation? And then Launcelot says, truly, then I fear you are damned both by father and mother. So says that, yes, okay, very well. Then I think that you are damned by both of your parents, by by your father as well as your mother. Thus, when I shun Shaila your father, I fall into Charybdis your mother. So he says that when I am trying to avoid or it is just like that that you are trying to escape, trying to save yourself from Shaila, and you are falling a prey to Charybdis, which is your mother. So this here, this Shaila and Charybdis, both of these both of these are the sea monsters in Greek mythology. So here Lancelot is calling her parents uh, sea monsters because of their religion that they belong to this Jewish religion. And he says, well, you are gone both ways. You are damned, and there is no way to save yourself. And then Jessica says, I shall be saved by my husband. So this is her hope that I am going to be saved. My husband will save me from being damned. He hath made me a Christian. He has made me a Christian because after marrying him, Lorenzo, I have become a Christian. And Lancelot says, truly, the more to blame he. So he says that yes, okay, uh, but uh, but I will blame him. We were Christians enough before. Enough here is for enough. That we were Christians enough before means we have this enough population of Christians, even as many as could well live by well live one by another, so that we can live easily. We have this big population of Christians. This making Christians will raise the price of hogs. So, in that way, by which you have been made a Christian by Lorenzo, what this will do? This will raise the price of hogs. Hogs is the pigs, because they eat this pork, which is the meat of a pig. And so here we see that Lancelot is concerned about the uh, the 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 rise in the price of uh, pork, and he says, if we grow all to be pork eaters, if everyone will become Christian, then we uh, we all of us we will eat pork, and we shall not shortly have a rasher on the coals for money, and we and this price of hogs or this pig, it will rise very significantly, or it will rise up to such a such a such an extent that we will not have any money to buy this. We will not have that much money to buy just a piece or slice of pork. So rasher here is a slice of pork. So and then enter Lorenzo. Lorenzo comes there, and then Jessica says, "I will tell my husband Lancelot what you say. What you have just said to me? I am going to tell this to my husband Lorenzo. Here he comes. He is coming here." And Lorenzo says, "I shall grow jealous of you shortly, Lancelot, if you thus get my wife into corners. If you will keep taking my wife, or if you will keep chatting with my wife like this, I will become jealous of you. And then Jessica says, nay, you need not fear us, Lorenzo. Don't worry, Lorenzo. Do not be afraid. Lancelot and I are out. Are out means that we have this we have had this quarrel, and we will not talk again. He tells me flatly there is no mercy for me in heaven because I am a Jew's daughter. He clearly told me, flatly, he's clearly told me that there is no mercy in heaven for me because I am the daughter of a Jew. And he says, you are no good member of the Commonwealth. And he also says this, that you are not a member of, good member of Commonwealth, for in converting Jews to Christians, you raise the price of pork because you are raising the price of pork because you have made me Christian. And then Lorenzo says, I shall answer that better to the Commonwealth than you can the getting up of the Negro's belly. So here Lorenzo is accusing uh, Lancelot that okay, I will answer that whether I am a good member of Commonwealth or not, I will answer that to Commonwealth. But how will you justify that getting up of the Negro's belly? Getting up it means here that the condition uh, of condition of the belly during pregnancy, that is the getting up. Uh, so he's accusing, he's telling Lancelot that how will you justify that you have made this Negro or African woman pregnant, and the Moor is with child by you, Lancelot, and he says, and that child she is pregnant with, it is yours, Lancelot. And Lancelot says, it is much that the Moor should be more than reason. So he says, it is much. Okay, this is too much that you are talking about these things. And but if she be less than an honest woman, so he says that if she is less than an honest woman, which means if she is not an honest woman, she is indeed more than I took her for. So even then, but still, she is something good, something better than what I thought about her. So here he is calling that Negro or that black woman dishonest because maybe whatever was their affair, it was supposed to be mysterious. It was not open, but uh, she she disclosed it. She told it. She might have told it to someone. That is why Lorenzo knows this. And then Lorenzo says how every fool can play upon the word. So he says that how can every fool? He's calling Lancelot a fool. That how are you playing with words? That she is indeed more than I took her for, and too much. So because of his choice of words, he's saying that how can you play like this? And then he says, I think the best grace of wit will shortly turn into silence. So grace of wit means that wit is intelligence. Wit means intelligence, and grace is the charm. The very uh, the intelligent people, they will turn into silence. They will not speak, but who will speak? People like you, Lancelot. And discourse grow commendable in none only but parrots. So discourse means this uh, debate or talk like this. It will grow commendable. Commendable is which is worthy of praise or praiseworthy, which we can praise, and that will be there only in parrots. So parrots here for those fools, foolish people just like you. And then he says, "Go in, Sirrah, bid them prepare for dinner." And then he is telling Launcelot that now you should go in and tell them to prepare this dinner. And then Launcelot says, "That is done, sir. That has been done. That is completed." Or they have all stomachs. So here he says they have all stomachs. Stomach is having stomachs here means that they are all hungry. They have this stomach to fill. And so here what he has done here is Lorenzo told him to tell them to prepare for dinner. Tell them prepare for dinner means that make the dinner. But here Launcelot is pretending to have misunderstood that Lorenzo is uh, saying that tell them that get ready to have dinner, to eat dinner. But then Lorenzo says, "Go, goodly Lord," means, "Hey Bhagwan, what a wit snapper are you." Wit snapper is wit, a person uh, who who expresses his intelligence by the means of witty jokes or some intelligent jokes, and then bid them prepare dinner. So now he clearly says that then tell them to prepare the dinner, not not prepare for having dinner, but to prepare the dinner, make the dinner. And Launcelot says, "That is done too, sir. That is also ready. Only cover is the word." So he says, "I think you are looking for this word, cover, which means to bring the food to the table, bringing the food to the table and and cover it." So he is calling about he might be looking for that word. That is why Launcelot suggests this. And then Lorenzo says, "Will you cover then, sir? Will you cover then? Will you do that? Bring that food on the table?" And then uh, Launcelot says, "Not so, sir. Neither. I know my duty." So again, he is pretending to have misunderstood Lorenzo, because Lorenzo says, "Will you cover?" So here, Launcelot is taking this word cover as covering head, covering his head in front of his master. So he says, "No, I know my duty. I cannot do that." And then Lorenzo says, yet more quarreling with occasion. He says that it is enough. Enough intelligence you have displayed for this occasion. Wilt thou show the whole wealth of thy wit in an instant? तो कहता है क्या अपनी सारी वेल्थ, सारी अपनी जो बुद्धिमानी है, क्या इसी पल में दिखाओगे, अभी दिखाओगे? And then he says, "I pray thee, I pray you, understand a plain man in his plain meaning. I am a plain man. Plain man is simple man. Understand me in simple ways. Do not play with words." And he says, "Go to thy fellows, bid them cover the table, serve in the meat, and we will come into dinner." So says, "Tell your fellow servants that uh, set the table, bring that food to the table, and we are coming to eat it. And Lancelot says, "For the table, sir, it shall be served in." Okay, as far as it is about table, again he is pretending to have misunderstood that word, uh, cover. So cover was for bringing that food on the table. So now he is saying, okay, you were talking about that. You were talking about bringing food to the table, sir. Okay, it shall be served in. It will, we will bring that. For the meat, sir, it shall be covered. And for it जो food है, which is meat, and it shall be covered. We will bring it for your coming into dinner, sir. Why let it be as humorous and conceits shall govern? And why are you getting uh, disturbed? Because he said that understand a plain man in his plain meaning, and also will you show your whole wealth of wit in this instant? So that is why Lancelot says it is about dinner, and it should be cheerful, humorous, and then exit Lancelot. After that, he goes from there, and Lorenzo says, "Oh dear discretion." So discretion is that reason or intelligence, intelligence through which we make our decisions. And he says how his words are suited, how he plays with the words, how he chooses these words or and then use them. The fool hath planted in his memory an army of good words. So he says that this fool, Launcelot, he has this army of words. Uh, um, a lot of words are there in his mind. And I do know a many fools that stand in better place, garnished like him, that for a tricksy word defy the matter. So he says that I know many fools like him who are just like him or better than in a better place than him because this Launcelot is a servant and garnished like him means having this same qualities like Launcelot, and that for a tricksy word defy the matter. Defy the matter is that they do not understand what is being said uh, for a tricksy word. Tricksy is the words with a double meaning. So what they do not go for the simple meaning of what has been said, but they they take the another meaning which is not intended at that time. And how cheerest thou, Jessica? So now he is asking Jessica that how are you feeling? And now, good sweet, say thy opinion. And now tell me about your opinion. How dost thou like the Lord Bassanio's wife? How do you like Bassanio's wife? Means Portia. How do you like her? And Jessica says, past all expressing. Past all expressing is that I cannot express that. It is beyond expression. It is very meet the Lord Bassanio live an upright life. For having such a blessing in his lady, he finds the joys of heaven here on earth. So it is very meet. It is very meet. It is good for Bassanio to have such kind of wife, and upright life is that he will have a good life with this lady, and and he will be so happy just like heaven or heavenly joys he will experience here on earth. And if on earth he do not merit it in reason, he should never come to heaven. And if he is not going to merit, or he is not going to respect that these qualities of Portia, then he will never go to heaven. Why? If two gods should play some heavenly match, and on the wager lay two earthly women, and Portia won, there must be something else found with the other, for the poor rude world hath not her fellow. So she is now giving an example that how good Portia is. She says that if two gods, if two gods who are in heaven and they are playing something, and they bet two earthly women, two earthly women, two women from earth, and one of them will be one of them will be Portia, and there must be something else bound with the other. And bound with the other means that there has to be something which can equal which can be equal to Portia, because poor rude earth hath not her fellow, because there is no one on this earth as good as beautiful as Portia. So she is such a unique lady. So that is how Jessica thinks about Portia. So after that, Lorenzo says, even such a husband hast thou of me as she is for a wife. So here Lorenzo is praising himself. He says that I am also as good as a husband, as good Portia is as a wife. So he is comparing himself to Portia, that Portia, just like Portia, I am also a very good husband. And Jessica says, nay, but ask my opinion too of that. But she's saying, no, no, let me speak, let me say what I think about you. And Lorenzo says, I will anon. Anon is at some other time. So he says, I will anon. Okay, let's let's have that talk at another time. First, let's go to dinner. Let's have dinner first, and then we will talk about it. Jessica says, nay, let me praise you while I have a stomach. So here, stomach means I have this desire. When I really want to praise you, let me do that. And Lorenzo says, no, pray thee, let it serve for table talk. So he says, I'm praying you. I pray you. Don't let's go to the dinner, and there you can tell me about it. Then, howsoever thou speakest among other things, I shall digest it. So he says, howsoever means whatever you will say, thou speakest, you will be saying among other things. Among other things are those those uh, that dinner, or those things which they have here to eat. I shall digest it. I will digest that what you will say about me with these food, with this food. And Jessica says, well, I'll set you forth. Okay, I will serve you dinner. Okay, we will stop here.